Hello, everybody, and welcome to Battle of the Bangers Season 6. I'm your host. My name is Tyler, and as always, I'm joined by the boys. We've got Brennan.
What's going on, folks?
And we've got Kyle.
Hello.
It is time for the final preliminary round of the battle of the top 8 most streamed Polyphia songs, according to Spotify. Once again, as a general note, this is being recorded a week prior to the release of the new album, so just in case that is relevant for some reason, we're not dumb. We're just in the past right now, even though this video is in the future. Very confusing, I know. Whatever. Let's load up the bracket here and see what we've got. Every single matchup so far has not been an upset. Top seeds have won every single time. This is the last chance for a lower seed to overtake a higher seed. And I think today it could happen. Very well could happen. I've said this every episode, but I really think today it could happen. We have the second seed, So Strange, going up against the 7th seed, Playing God, single for the upcoming album. The single for the previously released album for all of you watching.
Yeah. It's out now.
Kind of wild that a song from an album that's not even out yet has cracked the top 8 songs, surpassed Champagne. Crazy shit, man. Absolutely crazy shit. So Brendan, I'm gonna pass it over to you as I usually do. And you can just talk about whichever one you want to talk about first.
So, in my opinion, I'm gonna save the better song for last.
Wow.
Put it out there right away.
I'm gonna talk about So Strange first. I like the
take.
track. I think it does a lot of things very well. Like kind of how it like builds up a little bit. Everything between the choruses I think is absolute fire. They're really pushing the envelope with like technicality and like how they like spice things up, slow them down. I think the bridge part between the second and third choruses, I think like that whole section in between is absolute fire. I just have a gripe with the vocals. I really think that how they're presented, like how they sound, like the distortion on them, to me, I mean, this is totally subjective here. Can't really talk about this objectively. But like to me, like that, like the vocal feature part just like is an anchor to the song, just weighs it the fuck down. Which to me is kind of tragic because like the rest of the song, like to me feels like it's really trying to like prop it up. But I'm not a fan of this vocal feature, unfortunately. But I still think the rest of the track's absolutely banging, and I think I can see why it has as many streams as it does, but it's just something I can't really get past. So that's So Strange for me.
Wow. Kyle, do you also hate the vocals in this track?
No, I don't. I can see what you're saying about it, Brendan, though. I totally understand. Like objectively, I see what you're talking about. But for me, this song in general is just the king of vibes. Like the song gives me that like the summertime cruise, windows down, hair is just blowing in the wind, vibing with the homies, just rolling down the road. And I think the vocals in this track kind of fit that vibe for me in a lot of ways. Like, I don't know what it is, it's the tone of his voice or what, but it just kind of fits the vibe for the track for me. But overall, I think what I love about this track in particular is the way that you get to see the members of Polyphia get to like have their own parts of the song and then let the vocals take over at times. Like they get to like kind of make a verse that is like connected in with what the vocals are doing in ways like rhythmically in ways and lyrically they can kind of match that in ways, but I'll obviously do it differently because instrumentals. And it's really fun. I think they know when to go hard in the verses. They know when to chill back. They still give you the really intricate shit, but also keep it in like a nice chill vibe. So overall, I think the track is just really super good. Really good vibe. Yeah, I'm a fan. I like me some So Strange.
Yeah. I do like that song. I don't think it's that strange. in my opinion. Ah ha 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 ah ha 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 ha. I like the vocals in this one. I think they're pretty cool. It's just it's very unique, different vibe for Polyphia. I like the metaphor you used, Kyle, about when you're fucking flying down the highway with your mates or whatever.
I don't know if that was the vibe, but it's fine.
I know you said some weird Gen Z pogger shit, but like I agreed with like the core of your message, and I
Thank you.
I feel that when I listen to that song, I feel like a young Gen Z boy cruising in a car, and that's that is kind of strange, I suppose, but I don't know. I like the song, but man, oh man, Playing God is like just a whole other experience entirely. Not to foreshadow where this is going, or to discredit So Strange in any way, but Playing God is certainly something. Brennan, I'm gonna toss it over to you to dive into this one first.
So, I know I've kind of made my opinion a little obvious. Playing God, all right. Like, we get a lot of tracks where there's like a groove that kind of carries a song. We get in tracks where it's like technicality. Playing God's kind of like perfectly in the middle for me. It does have a specific groove that it like starts off with. I like the fact that they bring in like acoustic guitars, really like hammer that part home. Showing off their technicality not only with electrics but with acoustics as well. I also really like how the song, like, at a certain point kind of subverts expectation. Like, there's kind of like a little, not like a riff, but kind of just like a part where like it makes, like, whenever I hear it, it makes me think that the song's going into like a sad, like kind of epic like direction, and then all of a sudden it shifts into more of like not necessarily like a party tune, but like the vibe just gets like lifted a bit and kind of rides it out for the rest of the song with like really good instrumentals, and like obviously like the bass is really pumping to kind of like carry it like the rest of the way. But I really like how they do that. It's not the first time they've done it, definitely not gonna be the last, but like we talk about this all the time with like DGD tracks. Like, you think the track's going one way, and then all of a sudden like they pull a switcheroo and it's a completely different direction that's still super fucking tasty. So man, Playing God's such a fucking pop. I love it. That's what I'll say on that one.
Hell yeah. Kyle, it's your turn.
My first note that I made for this track is acoustic shit makes me submit. I love
Get that
they went
tattooed on your ass.
Yeah,
That's a fun one.
Nah, I mean, the moment I heard the song came out and I heard the acoustic bit at the beginning, I was like, there's no fucking shot this is where we're going, right? And by the end of that song, I was fucking on the floor. Like, oh, whoa. This song is so cool to me. I also, in general, love this comparison between these two songs, because I feel like they're like the two where they're trying something very much outside of their wheelhouse, implementing into a song with acoustic here, vocals in the other one. Nowadays, vocals aren't weird, but hasn't come out. It's on this list, so we're not going to talk about it. But no, I just like that comparison a lot. I think it's really cool. However, I think that in general, just like implementing acousticness into Polyphia was something that I never expected, but it's something that works perfectly and like blends so much better than I could have ever expected. Whereas that chill vibe, summertime vibe of the other track, it's cool and it's awesome, and I love that they do it, but it doesn't hit the same way Playing God does, man. You still get that fucking peak Polyphia shit here. Woo! Woo! Love it.
I agree.
Yeah.
My raw reaction and thoughts to this song are already chronicled on this channel. So if you're if you've watched this before, if you watched me before, you know how I feel about this song, and exactly how and why I will be voting for Playing God to move forward, because it just really just butters my asshole. It's a good song, man. It's a good time. And I like So Strange, but this is just a whole other level.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
God damn.
Woo!
Hell yeah.
Damn.
Just slap one of those butters you get at Denny's on that. Hell
Yep.
yeah.
Just
Send it.
shove a raw stick of butter up your ass and call it a day. That is
Wow.
playing
Wow,
God.
That is playing God.
Playing God just takes it.
Oh. Yeah,
Playing
that's-
God is fun with butter,
That
and
is
that's
the
all you need to know.
personification of playing God.
Yeah. Paula
I'm
Deen,
gonna-
eat your heart out.
Yeah, I mean, my vote's obviously playing God. I think it's a vastly superior track. It just does everything I ask it to and more. Yeah, playing God. Fucking send it. Get it in the next
Cool.
round.
Kyle, your vote doesn't matter, but what are you going for?
Man, I'm going for playing God. I tell you what, instead of just being like, this is why, I'd like to take this moment to say that this entire bracket, like starting these first rounds, have all been like tough, even though some of them have seemed like quite one-sided in some ways. Mainly because all of these songs on a technical level are S tier. You compare them against like anything, almost anything else, and they're arguably near the top.
Yeah.
Because they're all technically incredible, and they all, like we said, are doing shit that's very different from each other, specifically in this matchup, but throughout the whole bracket, we had like very stark, like contrast that we can make about them. It's incredible that they can just keep releasing these S-tier bangers over and over again, do such new cool things, and still fucking rip. Like, bravo. Bravo fucking Polyphia. It's so good. Yeah,
Oh,
playing
yeah.
God wins, though.
Agreed. Mad agreed. Cool. We're done with the preliminaries. They're done. Check it out. So Strange is dead. Playing God is moving on in the one and only upset of the preliminaries. So we have our semifinalists chosen. And next week, given I have them updated in a orderly fashion and don't go multiple weeks without posting like I did with the last season of the show, we will be doing GOAT versus OD next week, and it shall be glorious. There will be so much butter in ass action happening on the next episode of Battle of the Bangers. And if you want to be notified when those sticks get inserted, then make sure you ring the bell and subscribe to the Talks a Lot Boys, and then you'll get notified when our next episode of this very fun series goes live. Also, make sure you liked this video if you did like it, or if you like shoving butter sticks up your ass. And let us know in the comments below if you like doing that, if Polyphia makes you feel like doing that, or if you agree or disagree with our decisions on this song, or if you agree or disagree with our decision about where butter belongs. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking now. So we've been the Talks a Lot Boys. We'll talk a whole lot more next time. Butter.